Hello everyone, this is Jella and welcome back to my channel. We're here again in our no Gamepass Filipino town where we made the jeepney and Jollibee. So for today's video, I wanted to make the exterior build of all the houses and shops for this town. Because this is a small town, we have a lot of family houses here, and for now it will only be the exterior parts. So let's start building. We will make this block first. So we have here the eatery or carinderia, the hair salon, and the last space is going to be a house again. Supposedly this block would be for commercial purpose or have businesses. But I wanted it to look like a busy street inside a village. So I am just adding a bit of corners so this won't be too boxy looking. Anyways, I actually don't know how I could make this town look like a Filipino town. You know how Philippines look so compact, and I am starting to build this more like a village to showcase how houses and shops are built right next to each other. I used gable roof for the carinderia. And for the salon, I am using a flat roof. Most houses in the Philippines use flat metal roofs. So all the roofs here will be made of metal roofs, or what we call yarrow. For the wall texture, we are going to use plaster texture for all the houses and buildings in this town. Walls here have a rough texture, so we just need to mix and match colors the Filipino way. If you notice the aesthetic of this town, the colors are really not as matched as it is. Because some houses have bright colored walls and some have dull colors. This is what a typical town in the Philippines looks like. But if you go to a different village, some houses are now built modern style. I'm just adding this wall moldings and place this in all houses as well. This will give a more cement looking, which is a Filipino classic. For the shop logo, we need a long rectangular sign, but at first I wanted to maybe change it to round logo, which I replaced later on with the usual rectangular logo. For the front of our eatery or carinderia, I want to make the same one we have near our place. So this carinderia have a large opening where people will just enter, and this opening has a metal rolled door that is used for safety at night. The entrance for the employees can be on the side door. Right next to it is the hair salon, which is a very common business as well. And this is just a small salon, nothing fancy. Because Filipinos love going to hair salons for not just a haircut, it can be hair color, hair rebonding or straightening, manicure, pedicure. I'm just using this yellow wall color to give it a vibrant look. And I know how it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing to have Bloxburg houses look like. But I wanted to really make it look like we are in the Philippines. So the logo I am adding here is a rectangular sign, which I will be replacing to the round logo instead. For this house, I don't know if I would furnish this inside. Maybe this will only be an exterior house part of the town. Originally, I wasn't going to add a house in this corner, but a food business as well. But I may add it outside this house. I have a lot of ideas going on, and I am just so excited to build this exterior part for now. For the doors on all the houses, we are going to use a brown wooden door. And this is common in the Philippines because Filipinos love the wood varnished color. And for the windows, we are going to use these large standard windows. This is actually quite accurate because a lot of Filipinos put grills in their windows for safety purposes. We do not want anyone to break our windows and enter inside. And as for the fence extending to the sidewalk, these are some houses that extend their house out of limit hihi. I'm just going to place this privacy blinds for now because if I leave it as is, the inside will be seen empty. I am going to add a lot of posters on the walls because there are a lot of posters being taped wherever you go. Not just on walls but also on electric posts where people would pass by and see. I just added a seating area for those waiting or employees taking a break. And now I am adding these piles of trash on our roads because let's be real, Philippine streets are not as clean as it is. Some people still don't practice proper disposal and just leave their drinks or plastic wraps on the side of the road. So there may be trash clumping on sidewalks. And I am also adding some mud leaks because our road is bumpy, and when it rains, the water just gets stuck on some parts. Because we don't have an advanced placing game pass, placing these items will make an error. So I do the hack we always use: delete the fence first, and then drag the item you like to place, and before placing it down, press the Ctrl Z at the same time you left-click place, so that the fence and water leak will be on top of each other. We will put the trash and leaks all over the town later on. For the end of the street, I will be enclosing it with a large fence, and so we will be moving the streetlight. In some neighborhoods or villages, there are this large fence wall that is a dead end. This is filled with large trees, and this is closed up because it is just a jungle full of old large trees. Or it is the next village from a different town. So we are using this cement-looking texture as a dead-end fence wall. And because we have a low gardening skill, this is the large tree we have. OMG hee hee. Anyways, I can't place this third tree near the house, so we will just place that on the other end of the street. And I am just adding this dirt pile for the trees, lol. We will also add some plants that just grew on the sides of the tree to make it look fuller. I remembered that this area was also open, so we need to enclose it with a fence as well. So this may be the garbage disposal for the eatery. This is the other end of the street, and we will just do the same one as we did from the previous dead-end fence wall. If I had a higher gardening skill, I would use a different large tree hee hee. Now let's move to the houses on this block. And I made the houses here a bit larger compared to the shops, because I want to decorate the interior on a different video. The roofs we are still using is the gable roof, and I just adjusted the height. For some other parts, we will be using the slanted roof. And for the front entrance will be a flat roof. I made a space on the back side because I will be making that a dirty kitchen area. I am just copying the color palette from the salon and just add this cement moldings. I will be copying the windows for all these houses, and it may look repetitive, but that is how it will be. I am excited furnishing the houses on a different part of the video, just because I wanted the viewers to see how a Filipino house looks like. And some may find it unappealing, but I want to bring Philippine culture to Bloxburg, even if it is just on this way. We will also add fences for these houses. So for this house number 2, I am adding a short fence and a small fence gate. Only a few houses would have a small fence because of safety purposes, but let's just do for this house. As for the third house, since this is the middle one, we will make this larger than the other houses. And this family owns the sari-sari store. We will be adding the sari-sari store on the right corner. Let's just use the gray color for the wall to give it a darker shade. I was going to use the slanted roof for the sari-sari store, but I will use a flat roof instead so that I can place the rectangular signboard. And for the door of this house, I will make their door different than the rest because this family is a bit transitioning to a richer side. So we will use this half-sphere door from the update, and just use the same wooden texture. Again, I will be copying the windows. For the front area, I am just adding a different shade and texture tile. And we will be adding the higher type of fence for this house. I just changed the texture a bit more cement looking again. If you have difficulty adding the fence, again use the hack we always do. You will get used to it and sometimes may be a bit tricky to do. I am building on PC because you need a keyboard to be able to press the Ctrl Z. I actually extended the fence wall for the third house later on. So right now we will add some windows for our sari-sari store. And usually it has some grills as well. I can't decide on the windows, but I think this large horizontal windows would look good as a sari-sari store window. If you don't know what sari-sari store is, it is just a small store that you can buy candy, some canned goods, toiletries, and many more. I just added a shelf on the top and bottom part for more details. And of course, there will be a lot of posters here. I also added a small wooden bench on the side. Some older people would sit here and talk with each other or with the vendor. I wanted to make something at the back side, so I used small pillars instead. And I extended the roof to give shade for those people buying. Because a lot of people would go here, there will be a lot of trash on the corner as well. And I am just filling up some spots with a few muds and water leaks. Also, if you notice, there is already a house built on the rightmost corner. I didn't notice that there was no recording for that house until I was done making it. I also did extend the fence for the middle house, which was also not recorded. Really sorry about that, but I just copied the second house style and changed the color to bluish tone. So the difference was also the fence wall. Now we will be making the fifth and last house. And this will be a house with a bakery on the side. And as for the corner store, the original plan was making this into a drugstore. But I don't know if I still wanted to do that. So let me know what I should do with this corner plot. Should I continue making it a Mercury drugstore, or what business should I make this? I will probably make this last part, so I have a lot of time deciding as well, hehe. For this house with bakery, I will be using a reddish shade wall which we haven't used on the other houses. And again, metal gable roof. There are a lot of businesses that you can do with the front side of your house, and bakery is common in the Philippines. Filipinos love to eat bread, especially hot freshly baked pan de sal in the morning. This is greatly paired with either peanut butter or just plain pan de sal bread dipped in coffee or hot chocolate. I am making this large opening because family-owned bakeries in the Philippines have this large opening where you just go in front and buy bread. And again, I am using the rectangular sign. Here I switched the logos for the carinderia and the hair salon. The rectangular sign should really be for the carinderia and the round one fits a salon logo. Anyways, I just added some windows for the house number 5. I am adding a small fence in front of the entrance door. And that is all the front area they have. They maxed out their house plot, hehe. Anyways, for this corner building, I am still not sure what to do, so let's just make this simple looking. As for the logo, I still don't know which should I use, so we will just use the round logo for now. This will be changed once the idea for this corner store will be changed as well. Let's now go to the last plot, which is the wet market, or what we call palengke in Tagalog. It is an open type of market where vendors sell fruits, vegetables, meats, and seafoods. Some also sell eggs and rice grains, as well as a few cooking essentials like condiments and cooking oil. I used a mansard roof for this one since the building is a bit wider and rectangular. Because wet markets are open, we will add large open frames, and I will just put a folding blinds which can act as a metal pull-up door. I am just adding a few more mud leaks as the name suggests. The floors are wet in a wet market, and it is a mixture of the water drips from the meats that has been washed up and the muds from outside. And as for the sign, we cannot place a frame or a logo sign by the roof slant. So I am adding a flat roof, which is where we will stick the logo. We also need a large sign that says wet market. But we cannot resize this rectangular frames. So instead, I will be using this wide painting. And I am placing it on a basic shape, that way it is sticking out. I don't know why I did that, but having it stick on the roof was not a bad idea as well, hehe. I'm just placing it on the sides as well. I added more openings on the side, which I am not quite sure if I will remove when I decorate the interior of this wet market. And I am just adding some more trash and mud leaks on this street as well. Because we have an alleyway, of course this wall is not clean. We will add some graffiti on this walls to make it look realistic, as well as on the side of the Jollibee. Because the weather in the Philippines is dry and humid during the summer, there will be a lot of falling leaves, so we will just place this leaf pile near the trees. This side looks a bit clean. Most corner lots either have a full-grown wild bushes growing or a mountain of garbage bags. We have an empty space here, and this is a perfect spot to add a folding plastic table where older men play cards or just hang out with their friends while they drink their favorite juice. Let's just pretend that the chairs are monoblock. Good thing we have a playable carding game, but I think it is an Uno card game. I'm just adding the small cups, and also we will use this hot sauce as a bottle. We just need to change the color to black. And I just added this newspaper. Maybe someone wanted to read while sitting there. And their drink will not be complete without some chips, so we will just use the small sachets and pretend that this are chips or peanuts. I'm also adding this cute slippers because this is what we always use in the Philippines when you go outside. I added a stool or banquito on the side for more seating. Now for this house, we will make this a family of 4 where they have 2 children, a girl and a boy. And they like to ride bicycles around the town. I'm also adding this box of chalk because Filipino kids like to draw on the cement floor and sometimes play hopscotch. I remember when I was young and we used to play outside. Now kids rarely play outside because they now have Roblox. Anyways, I am just adding some trash bins on the front gate. And this family has a mailbox outside their gate. I will also add a few more decors like the slippers outside the entrance doors of the house. When you enter a Filipino house, you need to remove your slippers and shoes outside before entering the house so that the floor inside will not become dirty. It's just a simple detail, but looks so cute because the town is starting to look more like a Filipino town. I'm just adding this bunch of garbage bags just like on the other end of the street. And you will know you are in the Philippines when there are a lot of hanging clothes outside their house. This is usually in front because the front has a lot of space and the neighbors can see your newly washed clothes hanging by the gate. For this house in the middle, we cannot place anything on the fence wall, so I am adding a pillar over the fence with the hack we are using. And this is where I will place the clothesline. So I deleted the fence first and then grabbed the clothesline. Before clicking to place, make sure to press Ctrl-Z at the same time you left click, so that the items will be on the same spot on top of each other. So glad we have this clothesline from a previous update. What I used to do on my Filipino neighborhood last year was wooden planks that I resized and long ropes, which you need an advanced placing. But since we now have this built clothesline, we do not need to make custom one. But having no game pass is quite limiting, especially when you can make this longer and place it wherever you like with the advanced placing. So my advice, if you can afford buying a game pass here in Bloxburg, the first one I bought was the advanced placing game pass, and it helped a lot of my builds. But hey, here's my building videos without the game pass, and we can still make it look good, right? Anyways, I am adding this faucet and bucket of water with dipper on the side. You may wonder why it is blue. This is a common color of plastic bucket. We also have a small stool on the side. In every Filipino house, there is a small area for laundry right outside the house. Some Filipinos do their laundry by hand, but because we are now modern, some can afford to buy washing machines. But even if we have washing machines, we sometimes do laundry by hand for other stuff. If you wonder what was the barrel for, it is a plastic barrel filled with water and is used as a backup source of water in case there is a loss of water supply. This square one is a pretend laundry detergent bar soap for clothes. I am just adding some details, but we are done with the part 3 of our town exterior build. Yay! We are finally done building the exterior part of our Filipino town. I added a few decals on the posters and frames, but I still need to change a few because I have not made new decals. So I recycled some decals from last year and posters that I got from the search bar. Let me show you guys what we finished today. It looks quite full now because we made the exterior. I love it, although only Filipinos would get this aesthetic. So we have this trash here and a few mud and dirty paddle of water on the road. And the first shop we have here is the family-owned eatery or carinderia. And we have a lot of poster ads on the wall. This front part is open for customers who will dine in during lunchtime or even dinner. So some of the decals are mine, which I added in the description box down below if you would also like to use them. Some of the ads are from the search bar free images. I may or may not make a few changes on the decals, but that is what we have for now. Going to the second store, we have a small hair salon. And again, a lot of posters on the wall because we have a lot of advertisements, hehe. And here is house number 1, which I don't know if I will include on making the interior. The other houses I will do, but for this house, I am not quite sure. Going to the second block, we have the neighborhood houses, and this house number 2 is actually my favorite exterior look. This is actually close to how classic Filipino family house look with the clothesline in front. I just want to show you guys how inside the gate looks like, and it's oops I opened the door hehe. It's so cute with the slippers outside. And we also have the laundry area here. So this is the plastic barrel of water, or what we call drum nong tube bag. And look how cute this is while seating here and just pretend I am washing clothes hehe. Hehe. It looks so cute and quite realistic. I wish we can actually have an emote where we can wash clothes by hand. Anyways, let's go to the next house. So this house is larger compared to all the other houses in this town. And they also own the sari-sari store. So maybe that is why they are quite rich. I also added this laundry side and some clothesline, but I will add some lighting here because it is dark in this area since I added a flat roof. And over here is the table that older men set up, and they hang out playing cards, drinking, and eating chips or chicharron maybe. I like how the cards are playable. Me pretending to know how to play, but will only lose at the end hehe. I look so serious like girl. Okay, we need to resume the tour before we faint because we have a low energy lol. And we will go to the corner side of the house where the sari-sari store is. And the logo I made here from last year's store as well. My avatar wants to keep playing cards hehe. Anyways, I think that the store is looking quite nice and cute. On the next videos, I will be furnishing some houses, and we will also add some stuff in the sari-sari store. We have a lot of posters on the side because that is how it actually looks like. And again, another house we have with laundry area on the side and some clothesline on the window. Their house has a lot of free parking space on the corner hehe. Now going to the wet market just on the middle block. We have large open roll-up doors on the front and side, which I may still change depending on how I could fit the produce and meat counters. So this will be on another future video. Going to our last house on the right side corner is a family-owned bakery too, which is also a common business in the Philippines. The people living in this town probably buys bread all the time here. And the last shop on the corner which may change. I thought I should make it a drugstore, but I don't know if that is the best option for this corner. And I also added this graffiti on the walls because it definitely fits. There will always be people who will spray paint walls and alleyways. I also added a few here. So that is the exterior part of this town. I am actually glad that we did the exterior first because now our town looks fuller. I will probably make some other decals which I will add on the next video, but that is how it looks right now. If you are a Filipino, I am sure that this will remind you of a small village or place in the Philippines. I hope you like this video as much as I do. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos I upload. I may continue this Filipino town next week depending on the summer update. So we shall see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching until the end. Also would like to thank everyone for 890 subscribers. We are nearing 1,000 subs, so I would appreciate your support by subscribing. Love you all guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night. Bye bye and see you on the next video.